The GWS Giants have to be one of the biggest teas of a club in the last 5 to 10, oh, no, I'm even going to say 10 years, in my opinion. They promise so much. They have the players there, but they just don't deliver on the biggest stages of them all. Obviously, the massive loss in the 2019 Grand Final. But that was 6 years ago, and since then, we've been saying the Giants' time will come, the Giants' time will come. They will be the flag favourites, they will come. And they just underwhelmingly disappoint all supporters and AFL fans. But could this be different this year? We'll have to see. Let's get into previewing the GWS Giants of the 2026 season. Let's go. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Up the Guts channel. We are continuing our season preview series. If you haven't already seen the ones that I've already done, as I'm doing in alphabetical order after this video, make sure to go ahead and watch them or listen to them if you're listening via Spotify or Apple Podcasts right now, and leave a comment of what I got right, what I got wrong, and if you are enjoying this series as well, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn the notification bell on so you're notified whenever we upload. But today, it is all about the GWS Giants, and as I mentioned, have so much potential. They have had so much potential really since 2016 after that prelim final loss to the Western Bulldogs. Had the talent. Obviously, they've had a lot of players come in and out, but I strongly feel that they should have won one by now, or at least played in more than one grand final with the list that they've got. This year, they haven't done massively much in space, but what they have done is gone and got a troublemaker who is a superstar of the comp, hasn't been for the last 2 or 3 years, and that is Clayton Oliver. Now, I'm interested to see how they play Clayton Oliver and what Clayton Oliver we are going to get. Obviously, Melbourne, Stephen King came into Melbourne and pretty much said, we don't want you. We don't want the baggage you're leaving on the club. We don't like the attitude. I want you gone. And we want you gone. And that's just the bottom line. Stephen King went and wiped everything that was in the way and says, we are rebuilding and we are not taking people like Clayton Oliver who put extra baggage on the club under my coaching reign as we rebuild. So he's found a new home at the Giants, and I'm interested to see how this works with Tom Green, both inside Bulls. So will they be playing? So it'll be Tom Green, Clayton Oliver, Finn Callahan as the starting midfielders, you would think. And I'd love to see how that would go. Obviously, Finn Callahan with the breakout season last year was absolutely phenomenal. We finally saw what the Saints saw in him when they gave that massive contract offer. At the time, we thought it was absurd. But then we saw him when he played was absolutely phenomenal. Such a power athlete, bursting from stoppages. But the problem was he suffered injuries and didn't put in a full season. So if he can put in a full season, he's the type of player that you could see be in the All-Australian team, or at least be in the All-Australian squad. And then it leaves Tom Green and Clayton Oliver. Does Clayton Oliver take off the load of Tom Green now to have to be that inside ball all the time, which did have a big load on him at times, especially when Finn Callahan was injured? We'll have to wait and see. But I'm interested to see how that works, that midfield. And another one they brought in was SSP. They brought in Jayden Laverde, which I don't think Jayden Laverde plays unless a massive injury happens. You've already got Sam Taylor, Jack Bunkley down there, probably two of the best key defenders in the comp, and as a pair as well. Then you got Leaker Lear waiting in the wings with all the stuff that happened with St Kilda. Was unfortunate for him, but he's probably the third seed at the moment. So Jayden Laverde is probably just extra coverage. I don't see Jayden Laverde, unless injuries happen, playing a game in 2026. I could be wrong. Let me know if you think I am wrong too in the comments. Now, if we have a look at the outs for the Giants, Wade Dirksen was delisted, a key forward, I believe it was. Melbourne showed interest in him in 2024, I believe, but they didn't trade him. So unfortunately, his time is getting. I believe we did see him. Quote me if I'm wrong. Josh Fahey, we saw a little bit, but was delisted. Lockie Keefe, absolute warrior, two-club player, did retire after being rookie pick 69 in 2009 to the Collingwood Magpies. Could play at all ends of the ground, could play as a key forward, could play as a key defender, and could play in the ruck. Obviously had his career interrupted too when that substance ban came in alongside Josh Thomas. I believe it was a 3-year ban he was in. I may be wrong there. That was when he was at Collingwood. And since he managed to play 40 games for Collingwood and 79 for the Giants, 119 games in total, and kicked the 20 goals. He was just, especially for the Giants into the back end, he was Mr. Fix-It. You need someone to chop out in the ruck, Lockie Keefe's there. If you need someone to help as an extra man down there as a key defender, Lockie Keefe's in there if we need to bring him into the side. If we need someone to grab a mark down there, he's not maybe going to impact the scoreboard as such, but we know Lockie Keefe's going to put in a massive fight. So I think he's had a solid career, made as much as he mostly could have with his ability. I think he's just a workhorse, someone who gives 110% all the time. While probably his ability wasn't up to, and that's being harsh, but his ability wasn't up to the other likes of the Sam Taylors and the Jack Buckleys down there. He always gave them, they knew if they picked him, he was going to give his best efforts, whether it was in the ruck, whether it was at centre-half forward, whether it was at centre-half back. So I thought it was a solid career for Lockie Keefe. And who can forget the other retirement, arguably the best player in their club, was their inaugural club captain. It's Callum Ward. After being picked 19 in the 2007 draft, he was drafted over to the Western Bulldogs, where he played 60 games there and was nicknamed Cement Head, just how hard he was at the footy and led with his head. Then he was traded over to the Giants at the start of the 2012 season and was immediately given the co-captaincy role alongside Phil Davis. He did that from 2012 to 2019. So in the end, he managed 327 games, 163 goals. He's the GWS games record holder of 267 games. In the first season over there, he won the GWS Best and Fairest. And in 2018, he was also rewarded the Bob Rose, I believe it's medal or Bob Rose trophy, medal trophy, which is the 2018 AFL Players Association Most Courageous Player. What you'll remember from Callum Ward is just his ferocious attack on the footy. You could always back him into, while he wasn't a big talker as such, like in the media as such, Phil Davis did a lot of that. Callum Ward led from the front out on the field. And what I loved most about Callum Ward, when everyone was saying in the last probably 2 years, his career's come to an end, he developed a place out on the wing. Now, you wouldn't expect that of such a contested ball of Callum Ward, but the ability to adapt in that late in his career needs to show some credit for his ability to be able to adapt. So Callum Ward will always go down as a legend of the GWS Giants, the inaugural co-captain and the record games holder. So well done to Callum Ward on a great career. Jacob Ware was also a free agent, and he heads over to the Port Adelaide Power. We saw a little bit of him. He was on the wing at half back, so he'll continue his career at Port Adelaide. Now let's have a look at their setup around the park. As I mentioned, their key defenders are absolutely phenomenal. If they can stay fit, both of them, Sam Taylor and Jack Buckley, have had their injury problems, but when they are there, they're arguably the two best key defenders in the comp as a pair. But Legalier's there for backup. Probably more of your intercepting key defender type, not as much as a lockdown where Sam Taylor and Jack Buckley can do a bit of both. I think Sam Taylor is a better interceptor than Jack Buckley, but they're both phenomenal lockdown defenders. And then, as I mentioned, they brought in Jane Laverde from the Bombers just as a little bit of coverage down there, who's just an alternate role player, was given roles where he probably wasn't suited to at the Bombers with their lack of key defensive stocks down there in the later years until they brought over Mackay. But I thought when he was there, he did his role, also spent a bit of time as a forward. So he's just there as purely as coverage. They'll be hoping they don't have to play him. In my opinion, that's what they'll be hoping. But they'll just know they've got him there if need to be. It's better to be safe than sorry. Now, their defenders are also filled with plenty of run and ability to be able to lock down, but run with ball in hand as well. So Lockie Whitfield's your ultimate halfback. A couple times he's been All-Australian off that half-back line, uses the ball beautifully, gathers plenty of the footy. Lockie Ash really came out his skin in 2025 as another one of those running half-backs. Connor Stone we haven't seen enough of, so it's hard to comment on him. We go down the list. Harrison Oliver, we are yet to see at AFL level. Harry Himmelberg, I wouldn't nearly have put Harry Himmelberg as a key defender, but I understand why he's only listed as a defender, as he probably plays at that third tall and intercepts. Probably one of the best positional moves Leon Cameron did was Harry Himmelberg to the half-back line. He's been absolutely phenomenal from there. Was always as a forward, could take a really good mark. So that ability to mark and intercept, and uses the ball really well for a big man. So I think that's one of when Leon Cameron was there, best moves he made. I believe it was under Leon Cameron's coaching. It might have been under Kingsley, but I believe it was Leon Cameron. So whichever one's, props to that, because I think that's one of the best positional moves they had for Harry Himmelberg's career, because I think he's one of the better defenders in the comp in that third tall role. James Leake, we've seen a little bit, but not enough to probably write home about. Oscar Taylor was the pick 15 in this year's draft, so we're interested to see a high first-round draft pick, interested to see if he gets a game early or when he does and what he does. Joe Fonte has a bit of class with the half-back line, nicknamed Fontepelli, sometimes they say it. But I really like the look of him, neat with ball in hand and just consistently gets the job done. Connor Iden, I love as a player, and there is massive raps on him not as a lockdown defender and as a leadership roles as a future captain. Connor Iden's ability to lock down, whether it's on a tall or small or medium-sized defender, but also run off the half-back line using his ball is just absolutely phenomenal. He's one of the best in the comp at it with how versatile he is. He's played roles on Jeremy Cameron, from the likes of Jeremy Cameron to the other likes of Tom Papley. So there's the difference of the type of players that Connor Iden can play on, and also uses the ball and finds plenty of the footy too and doesn't waste a possession. So I could not speak highly of Connor Iden there. And the other one is Finnegan Davis, who was the pick 51 pick in this year's draft. So we're interested to see if he gets a game in this year. Midfielders, feels like we haven't seen this player for a very long time, purely through injuries, and that's Stephen Coniglio. He'll be hoping to get a good run of it. Ryan Angwin, we have seen a little bit of, and don't mind the look of him. We mentioned Clayton Oliver and Toby Green, the impact that they can have on the inside. Toby Bedford found a role as a tagger. So it's definitely good to have that as an extra bow, but I also do love him as that high half forward with the forward pressure he can bring. So they've definitely got both of them there, but I wouldn't mind seeing him play a bit more at a half forward too. But there is definitely the option. They call him snooze because he puts opposition midfielders to sleep. So there's that one there. Finn Callahan, we mentioned. Harry Rowston, we've seen a little bit of too, has high raps on him. Jack Ogue as well, we're yet to see at AFL level. Toby McMullen, we've seen a little bit and has impressed in pre-season by all words. Xavier Halloran's listed as a midfielder. I'm pretty sure I more see him as a high half forward. He goes in at centre bounces here and there. But a player who can definitely play a role. And Riley Hamilton comes in as a Category B rookie, a mature age pick. I believe he's 21 or 22. So what on Riley Hamilton then, and see if we can see any of those new draftees add an extra spark to that midfield alongside Green, Oliver and Callahan. Just the three ruckmen, obviously Kieran Briggs. I thought he had a bit of a down 2025 after it was over 24 or 23 where he absolutely exploded and came out of nowhere as one of the top handful ruckmans in the comp. Nick Madden puts up absolute cricket and basketball numbers in the VFL, so could we see a bit of him at AFL level? And also Logan Smith, who we are yet to see at AFL level just of yet. Now, they've got some exciting young key forwards there and some veterans and mature ages. So obviously we start with Aaron Cadman with his breakout season last year. I'm so excited. There's a reason why they took him as the #1 draft pick for this reason. Playing at centre half forward, can take an absolute ripper of a mark, and I was so excited to see the future of Aaron Cadman. Provides a plenty of spark. I don't want to say it but he's like that Wayne Carey type of centre half forward who can take a really good overhead mark, and when he gets a chance to convert a goal, he doesn't waste an opportunity. So I'm interested to see if he can back up his 2025 season in 2026. High praise for Aaron Cadman. And then obviously Jesse Hogan, we know what a quality player he is. How much longer has he got left? Because as we look at like quality seasons, I think that season by Aaron Cadman last year put some hope and calmness into the GWS Giants that, okay, now he's becoming a man. He's ready to take over Hogan when the time comes right. Because if we look up Jesse Hogan, he's 30 years old now. And then Aaron Cadman is only, I want to say Aaron Cadman's 21. I could be wrong. Let's have a look. 21, yeah. So he'll be 22 by the time the season starts. So he looks set to be ready to take over. And I think Jake Riccardi is a really good role player, someone who pinches hit in the rucks, plays an undersized ruck a lot of the time too, can push up the ground and get plenty of the footy as well, and can also go behind the ball if they really need someone. I know I mentioned how set they are, but he's that type of swingman you can put late in games to go behind the ball. And we saw a bit of Max Gruszewski, who's shown a bit of life and excitement. They love him down at the Giants, so we're interested to see he can get some more time in 2026. Puts up some absolute ripper numbers in the VFL, so hopefully he has a really good AFL career and a really good 2026 season. Now, when I have a look at this forward line, the first things I think of when I see that is quick and competitiveness in a real hunt for the footy and tackling pressure. So Harvey Thomas is a young player that they really like down there. Darcy Jones, unfortunately, we won't see in 2026 after doing his ACL, and I love the way Darcy Jones goes about it. Toby Green probably had a little bit of a down year in 2025. He'll be looking to pick that up in 26. Felix Goffard is the first-round draft pick that we have yet to see at AFL level yet, but he's another one who provides plenty of pace in that forward line, so hopefully he can get his debut in 2026. Oliver Hannaford as well, we're yet to see at AFL level. Brent Daniels, we're hoping he can stay fit because we know what a critical player he is to that forward line. Jake Stringer was probably clutching a bit of moments, but probably not the exact impact they were hoping for from Stringer. Cody Angrove, we've seen a little bit. Josiah Delano, we've also seen a bit. Nathan Waters, I believe we've seen. And Callum Brown, I think, is that bit of X factor down there. Can play as a tall, can play as a small, and he's lightning quick. He's a bit harsh on the way they drop him, I thought, in 2025. So hopefully he can get some more games because he's that X factor who can play as a tall, but when the ball hits the ground, good luck catching him. Well, that's how they're set up around the park. Now let's get into some players that I want to highlight coming into the season. All right, my first player is my lookout for player. And my lookout for player is someone I mentioned is such a critical piece of the puzzle to the GWS Giants forward line. And if he stays fit, can wreak havoc of opposition defence. And that's Brent Daniels. And as I said, the big question is if he stays fit, because we know what injury problems he's had over the last few years. Only managed the 6 matches in 2025, kicking the 1 goal, 12.5 disposals. But we go across 2024, he had 24 matches. He played 24 matches, kicked 23 goals and averaged 17.8 disposals. So gets high, gets plenty of the footy and works really hard back. And in 2023, he played the 20 matches, kicked the 26 goals and averaged 16.8 disposals. I think he's that missing piece of the puzzle when he is not there, who works. Like a few of them they've got there, but he works hard, gets back and consistently tackling pressure, offensive pressure. I think he's that it factor as that high forward in that forward line because whenever he plays, he has an immediate impact. So if Brent Daniels stays fit, look out for him in 2026. Now, mine needs to lift, and I'm not quite 100% sure, but I'm 95% sure it's the same player as I had in my last year's season preview for the GWS Giants, and that's Connor Stone. A first-round draft pick, 15 in 2020. It's time to start solidifying a spot. Show us what you're made of because you're not showing much at the moment as a first-round draft pick. Higher raps on you. Only the 7 matches in 2025. 14 disposals and 4.1 marks he averaged. His best game was round 3 v Hawthorn, where he had 18 disposals, 7 marks and 5 round 50s. But it's time you start delivering now. You're going into... he's going into his 6th or 7th season now. They can't hold on to you forever. You need to start repaying the faith the Giants did by taking you at that pick 15. If not, your time might be coming to an end. So Connor Stone needs to have a big year in 2026. I think it's career-defining season here for Connor Stone. Now, the Giants are an interesting one when you think about where are they going to finish because they can come out firing and you're like, oh, geez, they are the favourite, and then they can drop a few games and fall away and you're like, oh, here we go again. Don't overhype the Giants. But in saying that, I think they're too good of a team not to be playing top 8, but I think around that 6 mark is the perfect spot for the GWS Giants, in my opinion. Well, there you have it, guys. There is my 2026 season preview of the GWS Giants. Make sure, if you haven't already, to go back and look at the previous clubs that I've already done, as I'm doing it in alphabetical order. And if you haven't been enjoying this series, guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn the notification bell on. Leave a like and comment on this video as well. But if you don't have the time to sit down and watch it, I know people are busy. Thankfully for you, I've got this available via audio, Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So if you don't have time to sit down and watch it, good news is put it on in the car, put it on where you go for a walk. This is where it's going to be available. So if you're listening to this now via Spotify and Apple Podcasts, make sure to hit that follow button, leave a like and comment on this video, turn the notification bell on so you're notified whenever we upload. Share this off to a mate who is a fellow Giants supporter or is just itching for the footy season to be back. And please, guys, remember, if you are enjoying this series, please leave a 5-star rating on the show, as it does help push the show out there to new listeners. Thank you guys for watching and listening along, and until next time, I'll see you guys then.